Welcome into the Mike Gallagher Show. Speaking of politics, big surprise. It's called a Mississippi surprise. Here's Tea Party candidate Chris McDaniel after getting the glum news that he lost last night in Mississippi to Thad Cochran, the incumbent, but he's not going down without a fight.
This is not the party of Reagan. No! But we're not done fighting, and when we're done, it will be. There were literally dozens of irregularities reported all across this state. Now it's our job to make sure that the sanctity of the vote is upheld. Before this race ends, we have to be absolutely certain that the Republican primary was won by Republican voters.
Well, I don't think that's what happened, because I think a whole lot of Democrat voters, particularly black Democrat voters, helped you lose, helped Thad Cochran win. And it's regrettable. I don't like it. I don't like these kind of open primaries where people can cross party lines to try to make mischief with the process. I hate it, but it seems like Thad Cochran's victory is intact. CNN found a lot of black Democrats, a number of black Democrats, who happily voted for Thad Cochran in yesterday's GOP primary.
To these Democrats allowed by law to vote in this GOP race, party doesn't matter.
I voted for Thad Cochran.
Have you ever voted in a Republican primary before?
I have not.
Who did you vote for?
Thad Cochran. I'm a lifelong Democrat, registered Democrat.
So why do you like Thad Cochran so much?
You know, he's tested, and I just like what he's done for this state.
That ought to be a lot of warning signs. Obviously, that's why there was a very closely contested challenge. If Democrats are happy with Thad Cochran, what's that say about his status as a Republican? Don't get me wrong. I understand the criticism, and I was pulling for Chris McDaniel, and he didn't make it. Sarah Palin was on Sean Hannity's show last night on Fox News, saying that Thad Cochran is an old-school politician. He played old-school politics, and he had an old-school victory.
Well, you know, as for the primary, and perhaps, if it's true, some shenanigans going on there, nothing should surprise you, but that's that old school politics where it's a bit of the status quo and that's got to go. It's very rare in a Republican primary that the candidate who promises to bring home the bacon, promising bigger government, which is requiring higher taxes and more burdensome government, actually pulls it off in the primary.
Now, Governor Palin went on to say that she is very disenchanted with the Republican Party overall. Cut number 6. She also suggested she might even leave the Republican Party.
If Republicans are going to act like Democrats, then what's the use in getting all gung-ho about getting more Republicans in there?
She's got a great point. Now, I understand that malaise. I certainly appreciate the frustration. But I also understand it's against the backdrop of quite possibly getting back the Senate this November. And I want Republicans to control the House and the Senate.